Okay, so this weekend well, I'm doing this in the middle of the week because today's the last nice day before it gets back to like 40-degree weather. And to be honest, I'm kind of a wuss and hate working in 40-degree weather unless I have to. Or if it's something big like those engines I did the past 2 weeks. Sorry about shakiness here, I'm just kind of wandering around. But this week, I'm deciding to do my, this week I'm deciding to do my AU7 Continental engine, which is made by Continental Motor Corporation in Detroit, Michigan. So, the cool thing about this one is it wouldn't exist if it wasn't for me, because it was getting picked up by a scrap man at the auction I picked it up at. I thought it had a dot on it. Maybe that was something else I picked up from him the same day that he actually dotted to know it was his stuff. But he normally, with things, he spray paints a dot on something on his pallet of stuff he buys at the auction, and then he takes it to his truck afterwards. I could have swore this had it unless I got it cleaned off. One of the things I like about it is if you look here, you can still see the logo still. It's not very good paint-wise through the rest of the motor, but that logo right there is keeping me from restoring this. Like you can see, there ain't much paint here, which kind of kills it. I've thought about several times just covering up this and painting the rest, but that would look weird. But yeah, so the way I got it is I haven't done anything to the carburetor. Somebody tried removing the muffler at one point, so it's all moshed. They apparently couldn't get that off. I haven't tried. It seems to be a good muffler, so why take it off? All I had to do was file the points, if I remember correctly. I did take the governor off and clean it because I don't remember why, but I did. But this is the governor on these, and that's one cool thing about these, besides that they're a slant engine, is it's a flyball governor under here. So there's 3 bearings basically, and as it revs up, those press out and press a little thing that presses against the lever here. I suck at explaining things like that, but this is if I remember correctly, this is an earlier one, so it has this. The later ones have the points up here too. Also, sorry about the birds. It's that time of year. But anyway, yeah, the later ones have a plastic cap, kind of like a distributor cap up here, because the points are under there with the condenser and the mag's underneath. This one, the mag and points and everything are underneath. But yeah, when I got it, it was, I'm not sure, I think it was partially stuck, but that was pretty much the only bad thing about it. Other than that, all I had to do was file the points and it ran. I might have changed the condenser, I don't remember, that's been a long time ago at this point. But I never did anything to the carburetor on him. I think I gave the junk man 10 bucks for it, which was a pretty good deal for a Continental, because Continentals are good engines, from what I've found out. It's a powerhouse for how big it is. I think it's a 1.5 horsepower engine. Back in the day, that was pretty good. My one strap here's loose, and that's bugging me. But yeah, so that's it. I haven't cleaned it yet either, which is something I should probably do. Is most of my engines that I keep, I blast them with gas and stuff. I haven't done that with this one, so maybe there's more paint under the grease on the block than I'm thinking. All I know is it'll clean it up pretty good, but I have to do that one of these days. I don't think that'll be today. That'll be a summer thing probably, because I'm not too worried about looking good at this point, because this is more of my, since I collect Clintons, this was more of my pony motor. So if I couldn't get an engine started, that's why I have the different size pulleys here. I could get this thing going because it starts easy. I'll show you that after a bit here when I fill it with gas. But it starts easy and it has lots of power, and the governor's fairly responsive. Has a fairly simple adjusting system here. I don't remember the serial number on this. Maybe no, it's not as small as I'd think it'd be. 304346. Now it has a lot of resemblance to either a Lawson or I think that's a Model 300 Clinton. Might be a model, no, it ain't a Model 500, but I think 300 Clinton, where the valves are on the front here and the intake's on one side and the exhaust's on the other. So they're called a suck and blow Clinton, and almost all Lawsons did that till they were bought out. And I think these are the same as Rio, where you have to take the front plate off. Like, I'm not sure if you can see it there, but you can just barely see the valve plate there, and it's behind the shroud back plate. which makes that a little annoying if you have to work on the valves. Another thing that makes them have a slight rattle feel to them is if you see down there that is the crankcase breather, which I can't get to rattle right now. It's probably stuck there with oil or something. It'll move when it runs, but you'll hear that tap away as it runs, and that keeps crud from getting sucked back into the crankcase as it breathes out. But yeah, I guess I'll get gas to it, and I think it should start right up. It normally does. I've had a few times that the sediment bowl leaks, but that's no big deal. So yeah, gas. Boop. So this hasn't been started since July of last year, when I released the gas engine video. Okay, so choke it a bit here. You can hear that valve thing, the valve chamber valve open. You can hear it breathing. Okay, so got it choked. Got the governor up a bit. Let's see if it starts. Might need a little bit of choking persuasion here. I think my idle jet might be clogged, or, as I think I'm smelling, the gas of the carburetor's kinda nasty. But the gas in this has been in there since probably 2 years ago. And unlike just regular gas, this was E15, so it does kind of die after a while. The gas in here is fresh, so it should run out of it eventually here. So I'm going to start it back up and cut back to when I have it idling. And if I can't get it to idle, it's more than likely, since I've never taken this carb apart, the idle screw's finally clogged. Okay, so after running it a bit, I let the rotten gas run out, and then, let me back up here a bit so you can hear me. And after I got the gas drained out of it, it turned out, apparently I've been neglecting the carburetor on this for as long as I got it. The needles were way out compared to what they should be. I think I turned the main jet one in 2.5 turns just to get it to run right after I turned the idle screw out 3 turns. So apparently I had the idle screw pretty much closed, and the main jet screw 2 turns out more than it should be. So here it is after I adjusted that. I still need to take the carburetor apart because I noticed it's now leaking. And as I said, I'm going to clean this thing this year. But now it's running like it should. I remember when I got it running like this, but apparently something got dislodged in the carburetor. Because as I said, I never had it apart, so I'm assuming there was crud in it, so I adjusted it with the crud in it, and then it finally knocked it loose this past year or so, because it ran fine up till last year. It started getting a little funky. But now it's finally idling like it's supposed to, and it also revs. It might die here because it doesn't like revving and then going right back to idle. Oh, it popped out of it. We're good. So yeah, it works pretty good now again. And this is, to get it to idle this slow, I had to adjust the idle screw besides the idle set screw just so it could chug like this, so it's a little slower. Because otherwise, if I go and do this, that's its slow idle. Let's see how slow we can get him to go. That's probably about it, so I'm going to let it sit for there for a bit. That's probably 120, 100 to 200 RPM. That ain't bad. Okay, let's try a bit more. Gotta get it on there. Okay. Nope, that's pretty much it. So I'll turn that back out of it because I don't want it idling that slow. I want it to be able to sling oil around because I don't want this thing to die. I think this one has an oil pump in it though, which is nice. So yeah, that's my Continental AU7. I love this engine. I might be a Clinton person, but this engine beats a Clinton in my opinion. Though I haven't owned a suck and blow Clinton, which is basically this upright. So I can't compare. Maybe someday I'll actually have a good running suck and blow Clinton and I can compare. But so far this one takes the cake. I like this engine. It is powerful for its size. It's nice running. It tunes nice. Because I've had trouble with 700A Clintons that they don't tune real well. You can get them tuned, but unlike this thing, if once you get it figured out and get it set right, it will tune so nice. So yeah, this year when I'm cleaning this up, I'll probably replace the spark plug wire so it looks nicer because that's kind of shabby. I'd like to try and remove the extra white paint because that ain't original. Just get it so it's clean and all the original paint's there and you can see it all. There ain't a lot on him compared to some things I own, like that one VS 1100 Clinton. That thing's nice. But yeah. And as you can see, yeah, the carburetor leaks a fair bit. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you didn't, I wouldn't think you'd be here to the end to even hear me say this. So it doesn't matter. If you're new to me and you like what you saw here, I work on small air-cooled like this. That's normally pre-1960s. Sometimes I work in 60s stuff, but nothing after the 80s for sure. And then I also work on hit and miss flywheel engines, which you'll see a lot of videos of those on my channel right now. I try and live stream every week if you want to subscribe too, so just let you know about that. I never schedule them because I never know if I have something planned or not. It's hard to make a schedule when you don't know what you're doing. So yeah, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell too, that'll let you know when I have things uploaded. So, see you next time. Bye-bye. I'm going to try and start this one-handed with the camera in my hand. Watch this. Couldn't ask for a smoother starting engine.